That's a crazy story, by the way. I can't believe you put it in a trash bag of all things, too. You're
Oh,
like,
that's what I would do. I would put all my drugs, and then I would put my in my with my little cold little pack with my growth hormone, and I would put it in a trash.
that's fucking crazy. Antler asked, what he asked a cycle about T-ball, but I just want to ask you, Boston, how do you use turinabol or T-ball? What does it feel like? I've never tried it before.
A lot of people like to say it's like a combination of like Anavar and D-ball. Like it's like in the in between.
Mm,
And I like that. I like that comparison because it gives you slight strength gains, but nothing like D-ball, but a little bit better than Anadrol. And it gives you a little bit of water retention, but not as much as D-ball, but a little bit more than Anavar.
interesting. Okay, I've never heard
Now,
that.
oh, Leo, one of my favorite things that my experienced clients take, and there's only one source that carries it that I know of,
Mm.
injectable Turinabol.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Dude, they have to make that shit for it to not crash. They make it in so much glucol, it'll make your whole house smell like that shit, dude.
I have some injectable MK677 right now for no reason.
I
I don't
would,
know.
I would fucking walk in the gym and people would smell me. I know they were like, I would reek of that shit, dude.
God damn. You know how much those solvents cause damage to the kidneys? Honestly, probably more than the androgens.
Dude, I felt like shit when I was doing that glucol every day because I was doing like injectable Anadrol or injectable D-ball and it was all made in the glucol. I felt like shit. I think those are the type of drugs that got my creatinine to 2.
I think so.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if that damn injectable Anadrol did not have all those solvents, I would be on that stuff like all year. I love it. I become a beast, immediately
You know what you
stronger.
should do? You should get someone to brew you some in regular solvents, but they would have to brew it at like 25 milligrams per ml.
I know that's what I want to. I've been thinking about some things. All right, all right. So, oh, this is a cool question. This guy I've never. Zyker says, "How do athletes at the world's strongest man travel with their gear?" Okay, what are your experiences about people traveling with gear, or like going to a show? Do they have it prepared for them? Do they
This
ship
is
it?
this is a great question. This goes to show you how idiotic I was when I was a young kid. So me and Ariella, we did long distance relationship, because across the country, dude, this is no joke. Across the country, and we used to fly back and forth, right? And I was so OCD about not missing a shot, eating all my meals and all this shit, right? Dude, I would pack all my shit, my synthol, I would fly with like 12 vials of steroids because this is back then when I was taking like massive amounts. I would travel with all my gear, all my synthol, all my needles, my growth hormone and my insulin would be in a container, and I would put it all in a trash bag, bro. And I would put it in my check bag. Get a load of this, Leo. Get a load of this. Every time I flew, they would leave the package saying, "We checked your bag."
My God, really?
They took my steroids out, dude, and they fucking put them back. So then, this happened all the time. Because when you fly across the country, they always check your bag and they leave a notice saying we went through your stuff. Not once did they ever take anything. So I asked my buddy who works for TSA, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He was like, when we open your bag, we have 15 to 20 seconds to look for guns and explosives. And that's it. Everything else they put back.
Fascinating. I had no idea. But what do people normally? That's a crazy story, by the way. I can't believe you put it in a trash bag of all things, too. You're
Oh,
like,
that's what I would do. I would put all my drugs and then I would put my little cold little pack with my growth hormone and I would put it in a trash.
that's fucking crazy. But what do you hear about people doing for competitions? Like when
That's what they do. They put it in their check bag.
really?
100%, all of them. I
Okay.
get that. I get that question so often.
So yeah, that's a really interesting
You
topic.
know,
So
Ariella had fucking Anavar and Primo. I'm like, babe, you got to put that in your check bag. She's like, she forgot, dude. She had it in her purse, and I'm not kidding you. They didn't say anything, dude. She walked onto the plane with Primo and Anavar.
well, that they can't test on site. Like they probably don't have testers for that there. But you would think that downstairs. But so the first time I discovered this myself, I had no idea. I'm wondering my whole life, what do they do in competitions? I went to the Arnold with some powerlifters and arm wrestlers, and I get there. Now, in my mind, I had just taken whatever I needed. So I just took like some long esters, and I was like, damn, I won't have any orals. These were the days when I was like you, boss, to take all kinds of stuff for no reason, you know. So I went to the competition, and you know, this famous powerlifter I was with, he was next door to me. So I arrived. They're like, oh, come over to the room and stuff. I go over. I was like, hey, bud, do you have any like do you guys have, because the West Side Barbells here in Ohio? Do we know anybody? Do you have any orals? I need some Anadrol. Then he was like, no, I got a bunch of Danabol though. He just took like a bottle. He had like a whole bottle of Danabol. He's like, that's all I brought with me. I didn't have anything else. So he just brought it in the airplane. Then I was like, oh, damn. It's too bad we don't have any weed here. Ohio has no weed. He's like, takes out four vaporizers. So I already carried the vaporizers in the plane too. So I don't know how much you could take this TSA system seriously, bro. People are always traveling with marijuana vapes, first of all. Which you'd think that they would test for first. Second of all, apparently people just bring whatever they want with them.
Well, dude, think about it. I brought so much drugs to Ariella's place, and we did this all the time, and they checked my bag almost every time I had that slip in there. They never did anything.
That's crazy. But I think that some other people will mail stuff to the place that they're going to.
Okay, so if you're super paranoid, you can mail it to the hotel and they'll hold it for you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good point.
That's what they do. You just put your name and the room that you're staying in and the days that you've booked, and they'll hold it behind for you.
Now, Mika says...
But if you're flying international, they'll take your shit. You can't.
No. International is totally... We should mention that. Yeah, don't go international. That's a totally different ballgame. We're talking about within the U.S.
Like, you could actually get charged as a criminal in a different country if you try to bring it into like if you try to bring shit into Singapore, they might kill you.
They might kill you. Yeah, exactly. They might murder you. They might murder you for gum though. So it's not saying much about Singapore.